pretty scared for A Gaming here because they're going to be up against a lineup of Swedes, and it's Mirage. So generally speaking, you're already off on a bad foot there.
Yeah.
But the problem will be, I think, a lot of individual skill going into this, because we already saw that the picking power from Team Orbit, and this is a map that is really, really good for the picking style. Unless you as a team can play like the kind of Virtus Pro style of CT, where you deny picking very heavily against. I mean, Virtus Pro, they created this style to deal with teams like the old Titan, lineups that were very, very strong at creating good picks. And speaking of, generally a big principle for the terrorist side is to try to create openings in the defense of the CTs by having situations where you can have like you find the one-on-one, but you have a teammate that can trade for you after you die, if you die, and if you don't, then all of a sudden you get a really big advantage. So there's lots of ways that the CT side can deny that, but it takes a lot of experience, a lot of team play. So it's going to have to be whether A Gaming are going to want to play that style, or if they are going to want to actually do like a really heavy kind of contested style around mid. It really depends, but I feel like Team Orbit will have the advantage if they do try to match them on the picks.
Yeah, and they did win the ninth round there, A Gaming, so of course, as you would expect, they are going to be staying on that CT side here. And here we go, we're into the second game of the night. This is going to be A Gaming going up against Team Orbit here on Mirage, and we'll see if A Gaming have got any first game of the StarLadder series for them nerves, or whether they're going to come out strong. And that first headshot there onto Pyth is going to be a good start there from Smike, as we can see that bomb is going to be making its way through connector and up toward that A-bomb site. Doesn't look like it's going to quite work here though. Smike picks up his second. PP does respond there, making it a 4-on-3 situation, but that bomb is eventually going to be able to get planted. And of course, when you're playing with pistols and you've not got much money in the bank, if you can get that pistol down on the, if you can get that bomb down on the T side, all the better for you.
Yeah, A Gaming actually look really good at this retake here. It's just simple execution, but PB making the first frag is going to make stuff really, really hard right now, as actually looks like A Gaming going to get themselves straight down the ramp. Really well played by Robo there to pick up those frags so aggressively, and Whitman going to come around the back, going in really, really fast. No, not quite able to make the frag onto the planter, so A Gaming with a really, really good retake, just, run and gun, simple as that, and they're going to have a lot of security at the beginning of the match. And
they will do indeed, which is of course what you want when you're starting off here and you're facing up against a team like Team Orbit. You need that security, and when you're on the more favoured side here, on the CT side, slightly more favoured anyway, then you want to get that good start going. And there were some really nice picks there from Smike to start things off actually. So shout out to him for that, to start things off there and get some good things going down right at the start of the game. We'll see if A Gaming can capitalise off that, or whether Team Orbit can show some of the resilience which we saw them do earlier on against MyXMG. And this is the thing here, is that of course, A Gaming, they can never get too cocky at any point. Although only one round's gone, they can never start to, get too confident here, because we know that Team Orbit can do some pretty cool comebacks and really start to pick up their game just at any point across the board. But here we go, in comes to push towards the B-bomb site by the looks of things from Shaw. Robo in a nice position there, Robo, sorry, actually just looking through connector, is going to find two players there, so that's going to be Hutton and Mizaki down for the camp, and it will all be left up to Pyth. He won't even get that bomb down. So A Gaming, with only one casualty there in Smike, is going to ensure their second round on the board. But of course, Team Orbit did get that bomb down in the first round, so they are going to go for the early buy here.
So again, we're not going to see an ult coming in from A Gaming. Team Orbit are going to realize this as they know the money situation, and this definitely presents a strong argument to try to take mid here, because they have a big advantage going up with AKs against the CTs with the rifle. CTs can do aggressive pushes at mid on rounds like this. That is very much a part of the meta game. But Team Orbit, they don't do a passive opening; they just go straight for it, and they're keeping their options open right now based on what picks they get. And so far, A Gaming playing a very passive A defense, and they have a player peeking down slope, so they're going to kind of figure out that it's unlikely an A place coming in, and that most of the players here are towards middle. And it looks like they're actually deciding to try to get positions now to try to deal with this mid aggression.
Didn't quite work out though by the looks of things. Smike is going to respond on to Pyth though, who got caught out as he made his way down over towards short, and that bomb is still on short actually, as there's another player I think who's just made his way out of underground, which was PB in fact, but the bomb's going to rotate its way around, and Sepper in a lowly position is going to find that player, and Mazaki's caught out laughing as he gets that kill there. He was just waving his knife around, didn't expect a player to be coming around the back. And A Gaming showing some great work as they've been able to get that bomb right down over towards T-spawn, and it's going to be left up to one player, which will be the man on your screen, and that is going to be Hutton, the last one alive in a 1 versus 4 situation there. So, again, analysing that round there, because it's pretty much all over, and A Gaming are going to be able to take this one. What did A Gaming do so well then, just to shut down those teasers they started to make that push?
Well, considering it's such a kind of general passive mid take round from Team Orbit, A-Gaming actually were very proactive straight away, and they worked out generally where most of the players were. They kind of adjusted their positions a little bit so that they could have good setups to actually, as a team play, get the team play going and throw in the flashes so another guy can peek out. And at the same time, because they realized there's so many near mid, they had the quick peek down slope just to see if it's going to be an A split or not. And then when they got the guy down the slope, it was like a really, really strong tell saying that this is not going to be an A split. So that allowed that player to continue pushing around. And obviously we saw that, because his teammates had such good positioning around mid to stop the push up mid from Team Orbit, it was just very simple for him to just get the sandwich. And no options left for Team Orbit there. So really, really well played, honestly. A-Gaming showing that they can read the game, play proactively, make some moves to gather information, and so far that bodes really well. So I'm quite excited to see how this turns out now that we get the next full buy round.
Yeah, and I know we're only into round number 5 here, but Team Orbit, from what we've seen from them today, not really looking too hot on the T side. So they may need to start working on that. We talked about, I know it's a completely different map, Season and Mirage, and we're only in the early stages of this game, but still, A-Gaming really being proactive, as you did say, and really showing what work they can do here. And they're playing it a tiny bit more aggressively there. Seppa's going to start things off. That was Mazaki just making his way over towards the A-bomb site, but he's going to get shut down, and that means that Seppa's now going to be able to back right the way off over towards the CT spawn kind of area. But that bomb, once again, is going to be making its way over towards short by the looks of things. PB's going to try and get that grenade up there to knock that person out from the window. Is it going to work, though? I don't think it will do as things stand.
A-Gaming have read this as well. Yeah. They've already read this. They got the pick at slope. They already had a guy deep in Palace. They know exactly where they're coming from. Their setup is perfect to deal with this. And it's going to be down to someone like Pipe to make these key kills, to create something out of nothing, because that's what they're dealing with right now. Absolutely nothing.
And we can see that there is actually one player still making their way through B apartments as things stand. Cyberfocus with the first AWP kill of the game as he's going to take down PB. It's trades all over the board, though. It's all going to be left up to Avian. He gets shut down by Robo. Headshot into him, confirming that A-Gaming are now 5 rounds in the lead, and 5-0 is the score. Team Orbit still to get around on the board, and their economy is not sitting pretty. They've got about 4k on average between them all, and they are going to decide to buy up here. So Mazaki's only going to be left on that Galil, but they know that they need to start getting some rounds on the board as soon as possible, and that's what they're going to try and do here. And it looks like they're going to be committing towards that A-bomb site. So let's see what work they can do. And Seppa, unlike last time, he's not pushing aggressively down here. He's just going to be happy to sit back. He's seen that those grenades are starting to come in here, so we'll see what work he can do here and whether he can continue that good work on the defensive line here on this A-bomb site.
So it's basically they're just setting up a set play to come in and try their luck and see how the execution goes. And A-Gaming are not pushing anywhere this time on the B side, so they won't necessarily know this is coming straight away. So this should be a very good round for Orbit if they're able to get the smokes down, get the opening entry kills. And so far they're actually getting completely crushed. I mean, 2 frags to 1. So far, Huitin's able to respond with a quick double to even things up, but the bomb hasn't gone down yet, and Smike's in a really good position. He's not smoked off or anything, so this could be a pretty significant pickup there, as Smike does get the kill, and A-Gaming are all over this. Easy retake from them. Where
were the smokes there? I mean, again, I'm relatively new to this game, but I even know that that's such an important area to smoke off where, where Seppa was. Yeah, exactly, and they tried to make that push, onto the A-bomb site, and Seppa was just there pre-aiming up towards Palace and the scaffold area, and, got the first pick there, and they just weren't able to shut anybody down. So that was really interesting there from Team Orbit. Again, talking about that set play and trying to go for those picks and the the entry frags as they do go onto that A-bomb side. It didn't work, and it looks like Smike is actually going to try and punish them for it as he picks up an auto sniper.
A really slow round here from Team Orbit could be something that would be an interesting choice right now. We do have the auto sniper on Smike, so this is indicative of quite passive play on the A side. Usually this is very strong. I mean, this is a strong weapon everywhere. It's actually going to take it towards apps here, the B apps. So, but yeah, a really passive round could be just what Team Orbit need right now, because A-Gaming has shown that they love to try to push for info, and you can exploit that.
Smike actually getting knocked down to 22 HP. Cyberfocus is going to start things off, though. Great pre-aiming there down into underground section as PB is going to be taken out for the count. So Mazaki is going to be left there, and he's going to see a player up the top any second. Maybe not, because it is going to get smoked out, actually. So still here. I'm loving these reads that are coming in from A-Gaming that we've seen so far. And we'll see if they can continue that as we go now into round number 7. Sorry, he's going to try and get that kill, and he will be able to take out Seppa there, who did push aggressively. But Cyberfocus with some big work to do on the A-bomb site, because it looks like the bomb could be going in towards there. He's managed to get 2 this round, make that 3. Is he going to get the quad? No, he's not. He misses that shot, and he will get punished for it as Mazaki eventually shuts him down, and it's a 2-on-2 situation here. Smike has been able to keep that auto sniper in hand, and he's going to try and punish that player planting the bomb without smoking off anywhere, but Mazaki gets a lovely kill onto Arch, and now it's a 1-on-2.
Yeah, already 3 kills out from Mazaki there, and Smike, a lot of money in his hands right now. He decides that he's going to go for this bomb kind of almost freshly planted. He does have some time to work with. He has a kid as well, trying to edge onto the angles right now. And this is an impossible situation. We see a player rotating all the way to Palace, which is such an important move. And Smike, he's just going to go for a flash. I mean, kind of interesting. I mean, they have a lot of money, or they should have a lot of money, so I can understand him going for it. But definitely very, very difficult situation there. But yeah, you might as well go for that. And A Gaming, 6-1 up. They're doing a really good job so far. Team Orbit finding, once again, just relying on a player to go huge in these individual fights, and that seems to be a big difference for them. But so far, we're not seeing a lot of success on the set plays, and A Gaming are fighting back generally very well on the pick battles.
Want to give it up to CyberFocus as he starts things off well in round number 8 for him. He's got quite a lot of frags to that AWP, and there we go. That's going to be his second one. So we got a triple in the last round. Let's see if he can pick up another one here. Looking very good indeed. No, he's not. Of course, Caster's Curse comes in as Avian says, no, thank you very much. I'm not going to let you have any more. And again, it's just not happening. A Gaming with some really good reads. They know exactly where Team Orbit are going to be going. Robo's even confident enough to try and push down. He will get the headshot onto PB. I don't think PB's going to be happy with that one because Mazaki was watching his back, and he will get the revenge kill, but it wasn't quite enough. So that man, he did get at least a triple in the last round. He's going to be left in a 3-on-1 situation, and he has got the bomb. He's got plenty of time left on the clock to do some good work, but I have a feeling this should be round number 7 on the board for A Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been doing really, really well when it comes to just returning the kills. I mean, every time we see a situation where Orbit's able to gain some ground, maybe get a quick kill, A Gaming, they respond really well as a team, and they just get straight out there, they get the return frags, and Team Orbit struggles to actually gain ground from the picks because A Gaming keeps the situation a little bit in their favor each time. They don't have to give up these positions. We're not seeing a spot where, it goes 1-for-1. Then, typically what happens is A Gaming, they'll be like, all right, we kind of need to fall back a little bit now. We'll give up short, we'll give up connector, stuff like this. A Gaming, so far, they've been having these really nice crossfires and setups where they're not having to do that, and that's been a really big deal. And Cyberforce, man, he's been hitting, or CyberFocus has been hitting his shots to the AWP. It's working out really well for them so far.
Yep, it does indeed. It is actually going to be coming in an eco here. Pyth is going to be able to pick up that AWP. So let's see what work he can do with it, and that's going to be Robo out. So it's a 3-on-3 here, and of course, when an eco comes in, the more rifles that you can take off the team on the anti-eco, the better it's going to be. So Arch here at the top in apartments is going to find that player, which will be PB going down towards the B bomb site, and he's going to take him down. So that's going to be a 3-on-1 situation. Kitten's going to go down finally as well. That could have really started to turn in favor of Team Orbit there, especially when Pyth, so CyberFocus went down, so I think it was a P250, and then Pyth was able to pick up his AWP. So it looked like potentially then that things could start to go in favor of Team Orbit, but once again, A Gaming just showing that they're too strong, and they're actually going for 3 snipers here on the TT side. So CyberFocus
A set play would be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
From Team Orbit. I mean, this is something that they were unsuccessful of previously due to poor grenade placement and not being swift enough on the entries. And A Gaming, they're playing really close to slope. This is the perfect way to shut something like this down, but actually Pyth spots his boot there just enough to actually get the frag. And now Team Orbit have a really, really strong chance to take this round, but A Gaming are rotating really fast right now.
They are indeed. Let's see what work they can do. Robo's going to go down as well, so it's all going to be left up to the snipers of A Gaming to try and pull something off here and try and get this 5 versus 3 retake going. CyberFocus is down to 4 HP. I have a feeling it's not going to happen. Are they going to save those all-important sniper rifles, which of course cost so much? It doesn't look like it could be doing that, as Smike is going to go down. So Team Orbit finally showing that they can do some good work here on the T side as they were able to push through. And it started with that big kill there that came in. I think it was from Pyth earlier on. He said it was almost actually a bit of luck, seeing that boot there and seeing that player pushing aggressively there through the smoke and being able to take him. And then after that, they just went, no, we're not holding back. We're going right through, and they were able to get that bomb down as well. So second round on the board here for Orbit.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the ideal situation. And when you're facing up against a setup that has a lot of snipers, the quick set plays are really, really strong because you can use the smokes so effectively to deny angles. You can use the flashes so effectively to shut down the potential for the sniper to get more than maybe 1 kill at max. And that's kind of what we saw there. Obviously, with the first pick very early on, it was the complete correct response from Team Orbit, knowing that A Gaming have been really favoring really heavy investments towards AWPs and Scars.
Indeed. So here we go, round number 11 it is. As A Gaming hold a 6-round lead here over the Swedes. Python's going to start things off though. Smike was pushing almost too aggressively there, I have to say. I mean, they're getting confident, but there's a level of confidence and there's a level of overconfidence there. Oh, nice shot coming in from Cyberfocus. That's going to be his second. He is going to get smoked off there over towards jungle. And it is going to be a 2-on-2 situation. And are they going to go for this or are they not? Because Python's going to get that bomb down any second. It looks like they may try and go for it indeed, but Alien in a lovely spot. He is going to spot Robo, and that's going to take him down out for the count. So once again, Team Orbit having a lovely execution here on this A bomb site, and Cyberfocus. He's picked up 2 kills this round. I'd have a feeling he may just try and go maybe for some exit frags, but he's actually going to go for the push here by the looks of things with the orb. He's getting really confident with it, and maybe a bit too confident once again as Alien's going to shut him down. So 8-3 it is.
So now things are definitely looking a bit better for Team Orbit, but they can't stop here. I mean, it's got to keep going. Obviously, they're going to be up against an eco, which is really fantastic news psychologically, just getting the momentum going really is even important for them at this stage, because if they're not actually pulling out a lot of rounds, A Gaming already shown that they have a lot of really good team play setups. They really get that aspect of the game. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategies that they have on the T side, but I'm going to predict that it's going to be looking quite strong for them, having seen what their CT side's all about. And in fact, they're actually making a sick damage with the pistols, and already Pi's looking at a 2-on-2 situation. He does make the kill onto Smike, and Archer's coming around from CPL, but generally speaking, this was a lot of damage done, and A Gaming fighting back with almost nothing.
Yeah, that was great work there. 8-4 is going to be the score, so 4-round difference between the two squads. But the fact that A Gaming have forced Team Orbit to buy up again and mess up their economy in certain respects is going to be really interesting to see if that can play out and what they can do with it here. So A Gaming's economy still not sitting too pretty there. We see Cyberfocus, he has been able to get that orb, but he's got absolutely 0 cash left in the bank whatsoever here. So this could potentially be a relatively critical round for them. Otherwise, they should be forced down onto another eco here. He's playing aggressively, and again, it's not going to work for him, unfortunately. He's had good success overall with that orb, but still, push down connection. It didn't quite work for him. He got caught out by somebody in mid. And we can see here that Arch is playing aggressively, actually, in apartments at the second. He's going to get smoked off there, and he's going to put another smoke down just to prevent anybody pushing through anytime soon. I'm not too sure that they know where he is as things stand. Grenade's going to come in at his feet, and he's taking down a 53 HP, but it's going to be crucial here if he can pick up these kills.
Yeah, the B commitment coming in now, slowly but surely, and Arch actually can see that they're very close. He's got some good reinforcements here, but they should be able to do this, actually. He's going to pick up the first kill. 3 more will come in, actually, and it's already looking pretty grim. There will be 1 more trade coming in, but now that's all they're going to get. Robo coming in from Kitchen, gets smoked off. This is a really impossible situation. He's going to walk straight through the smoke. He's going to meet the AK of Arian there, but generally speaking, Team Orbit with that play, it felt like it was very telegraphed, and A Gaming were a little bit unable to deal with it properly because they'd been picked on the rest of the map. So it was a really well developed push from Team Orbit, and something that they haven't really done in that fashion previously. So A Gaming definitely need to try to get more damage on early on.
Yep, Team Orbit starting to pick up their game. They were 8-2 down, remember. They've taken 3 in a row, but Cyberfocus, again, pushing aggressively. It's actually going to work in his favor this time. And we actually see Alien knocked down to 1 single point of health here. So you can't really count A Gaming out of any situation. Lovely shot there from Cyberfocus. He's really been one of the standout players of this game so far. Azaki will shut him down with the AWP. But still, it's a 4-on-3 situation, and once again, A Gaming being on this eco, the more damage that they can take into Team Orbit, the better. I know that we've not got many rounds left here in this first half, but still, it's going to be good for them.
Yeah, they've been showing some fantastic stuff across the board. This team looks really hot, actually. A lot better than I expected going into this. We're going to see Arch make the shot, the scout shot there onto Mezaki. So that's going to be a little bit annoying for him. And how are they doing so much damage? Even though Team Orbit has such an advantage, they are just finding a way to get the frag. Mezaki will take down Seppa, but Arch is still alive with that scout, that pesky scout of his. He's actually connected quite a few shots already, and I don't imagine that much can be done without a kit or armor here from Arch, but still, it's definitely really interesting to see a newer team like this that qualified up doing so well, actually.
And that's what we love about CS, is that these kind of things can happen. He's actually going to try and go for the smoke diffuse.
The full 10 seconds.
Yeah, the full 10 seconds of it. It's not going to work. Py's too good for that. Headshot comes in to finish off round number 14 as Team Orbit now have won 4 in a row, and that's going to mean that the score is 8-6. So they're going to be happy with the way that You know, the end of this first half, if that makes any sense, is gone for them. But, you know, still, A-Gaming came out really strong. They've kind of slowed down as Team Orbit started to pick up their pace here. But, you know, A-Gaming, they're going to want to try and get this last round of the first half here on the board to make it 9-6. They'll be happy with that one. Team Orbit, if they can make this 8-7, considering they were 6-2 down, they're going to be really happy with this first half. And that first pick there from PBs, that's huge.
Yeah, actually kind of a Virtus Pro setup coming in from A-Gaming, the way that they had the players positioned on B and also A. But that quick pick, really devastating. They're going to work into an A split now, quit and moving up connector, which was completely left alone by A-Gaming. And just slowly but surely, they're picking them apart, just isolating CT by CT, getting the frags, and now it's just Arch remaining over from the B rotation. And he's going to be able to pick up a kill, but he's against 3 here. He does have a kit and a couple of flashes, but this is going to be very hard for him to do without any support from any teammates or anything like that.
And he's only got one full magazine of ammunition in his M4 to go. We know what damage it can do, but still, you can't really spray too much, and especially when that bomb's down and you've got 3 angry terrorists to go up against. See what work he can do. He's going to be able to pick up one, though, onto PB with a nice headshot there, but I have a feeling that these Ts aren't going to peek until they really need to here, and they're not going to do anything silly. Alien's going to come around the corner as he looks the wrong way. CS timing comes in, and Orbit are going to be really happy with the way that that first half finished off for them, as we said, 6-2 down, and managed to finish it 8-7 here. So, as always with CS, you know, the pistol rounds are going to be important here. But for A-Gaming, now going on to the T half, and after losing so many kind of on the trot, they're going to want to get this pistol round on the board and continue the momentum which we saw them start at the first half, right at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm always curious to see the pistol rounds on Mirage. A lot of, I mean, there was the meta game, and it's just so cool to see how it's actually evolved off the back of that strategy. Because I usually highlight this when I cast, because I feel like it allows people to see like what the starting theory was with this map, and then you can kind of see how teams have slowly pushed the understanding. So originally it was like a very one single defensive player playing around CT spawn for the A site, one guy spotting from CPL into mid, just a spot, and then the 3 players on B playing for an A retake, because obviously theory is B is much harder to retake than A. A you can attack from many more avenues, it's much more open. So this was the kind of safe play for the meta. Then we started to see CTs mixing things up as terrorists started to anticipate this. So terrorists would actually, you know, bombard mid. So then we would see loads of CT players focusing on mid. But we're actually seeing a kind of a middle of the road setup here. Mizaki, there, what is that? What is that? A flash? I think that's probably a flash here for Pipe onto short. And actually, you know, they're not going to find anything here, but they were trying to protect against a lot of aggression towards mid. And so far, Team Orbit don't have a huge read on the situation, playing very defensively on A for a potential retake. So that is still going on here, but we see A-Gaming making the move onto B now. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if PB can shut them down in their tracks. He's spotted at least one player, spotted 2 actually going towards apartment now. So have a look at those CT players, have a look at those blue dots, all rotating the B as quick as possible. They don't even know that the bomb's going down there, but it looks like they've spotted them out. In comes Jutun, trying to get some good work downrange, but it's going to be 4 kills in favor of A-Gaming. Lovely stuff here from the Ts, as they're all going to get taken down before the bomb's even planted by the looks of things here. And that was really interesting. Again, it was almost a bit of bad luck there from Orbit that they tried to get that nice flash out there onto mid and try and get some information there. It didn't quite work for them, and they thought that, you know, there could be an A push coming in, and suddenly the T's appeared from B apartments, and that was pretty much the round.
Yeah, it was really nice stuff there. Team Orbit did a lot of stuff right too, so it's just unfortunate for them that they weren't not able to actually make the quick kills, which so often is what it comes down to. Another set play comes in where they just want to just take the site really fast, use some grenades, just make it super safe. But Team Orbit do actually have some players very close to slope here, so it'd be interesting if they can do anything with the pistols at that range. And they do have kind of a double peak angle going onto it, but A-Gaming should overwhelm them here with numbers and firepower.
Yeah, they should do indeed, as it looks like all hell's going to break loose on this A bomb site. We've got to remember that Cyber Focus and Arch are down to 10 and 9 HP respectively here, so still not quite over yet, but Pyth and PB have got a lot of work to do. That's going to be smite down. Sepid does respond though, and down goes PB as well, so as you would expect, A-Gaming able to take that round, but that was actually relatively close. There was only 3 players left alive there for A-Gaming, and 2 of them were on 19 HP combined. So Team Orbit, again, with a slight bit of unlucky streak coming their way, unfortunately not able to take that eco round coming in for them. So 10-7 is the score. A-Gaming into double figures here as we go into round number 18.
And here comes the mid aggression from Team Orbit. This is actually sometimes a really awesome way to pick up a couple rifles. Just like one flash and just get your players up mid, but they're not going to find anything as we see A Gaming going for something very similar to the last round. And it should work even better because this time Team Orbit working with PD50 from behind smoke, and we can see how much damage A Gaming is really doing here.
This is a lovely shot there with that P250 downrange. He's going to respond as much as he can, but really not too much that they can do here. Team Orbit, 3 left alive, 33 HP for Avian, 5 single points of health for Pyth, and PB down to 17. They are going to try and get some exit frags and see if they can do any sort of damage here with these pistols, but I don't think it's going to work. The bomb's been planted as well, and Robo, the only casualty here for A Gaming. So again, we talked quickly about how this is their inaugural match, and this is the first match that they're playing here in StarLadder StarSeries Season 11. And I wondered, if a tiny bit of nerves would come in, whether, they'd be able to perform at their very best. But they're obviously pretty confident on Mirage. They've been playing well so far, I've got to say.
And an AWP coming in here is going to be really important for Team Orbit, at least one. We're going to see Mizaki with that, and he's probably going to play this off the spawn that he gets. He's got a terrible spawn for mid right now, and he can really predict that there'll be an AWP potentially on mid as well. So it's going to be pretty difficult to actually try to face up against Cyberfocus with a slightly worse timing. But if Cyberfocus, is he going for this? No, they're just playing it really defensively. This is really smart, actually, because once again, early round aggressions on mid and then falling back after a little period of time is something that's very popular to get early mid control and to try to throw off, just throw in a little bit of safe aggression, because you do have a little bit of an advantage as the CTs on aggressions like that. And a lot of teams have been doing this passive CT play, which is the absolute correct response. And Kasimazaki now on the angle. He's going to get smoked off. So A Gaming taking middle very, very slowly, methodically, doing everything right here, using grenades, using team play, and slowly trying to set up for what could be actually a B split with a player in mid to actually cut down any people on the rotation from A.
No picks as of yet there in round number 19, no casualties and no damage dealt whatsoever, so a very, very slow round indeed. Methodical, you pointed out. Is it going to be too methodical though and too slow? We're about to find out, as it looks like that bomb could be making its way over towards the B bomb site through apartments, and there's a couple of players making their way through short now. They had good control of mid, and they've managed to capitalize on that as in comes the push. Pyth is going to be the first line of defense here, pre-aiming with that M4A4. He's going to spot that first player there, Seppa. He's going to start things off though. Pyth responds, not able to pick up a second though. Seppa does get him, so that second kill for Seppa there to start things off. PB with great work though, as he's spotted the bomb, and he's got 2 big kills there, 2 big headshots in fact. And that's going to mean that the man advantage has gone in favor of Team Orbit here. And that looked like that could really potentially be a strong round there for A Gaming, as they got mid control, pushed through short, pushed through apartments as well, but Team Orbit shut them down. Yeah,
just good execution really. I mean, A Gaming, a lot of teams struggle with what they actually did there, which was basically put yourself in the position to make it happen, which can often be very difficult. When you obviously they've got to get through mid first, and they've got to also set up safely on both sides for the split. And we saw that A Gaming were actually able to do that, but it just so happened that Team Orbit, again, coming out with the individual plays in a round where it really mattered, were able to just in that situation take it down. And it will always be about the individual performances at the end of the day. And Owen actually might be going for a bit of a sneaky push here. Down slightly, he's going to actually spot some nades. And this is going to be really interesting. Actually covered by the smoke here. Really smart movement from Owen. He's going to pick up a double from that. Switch up to the AK, gets the triple. Oh my god, that just annihilates any hope in that round for A Gaming. And wow,
Put it in their face.
Big play.
Yeah, exactly. When you're behind, why not just throw it right in their face, change things up, and put a bit of aggressive nature down range, and that definitely worked for them. 3 huge frags coming in from that player, and that's going to secure the 9th round on the board here for Team Orbit. And not only that, it's going to punish A Gaming, because they are now down to an eco. So if everything goes according to the script, this should be Team Orbit going into double figures themselves and getting their 10th round on the board. But we've got to remember that A Gaming, they looked relatively deadly actually, with some of their ecos that we saw earlier on. So we will see what we do in round number 21. Here we go. Hutton's going to start things off on the smike, and Robo's going to go down as well, and this looks like it's just going to be a straight round coming in from Team Orbit. No casualties whatsoever. There's only 1 round is the difference now.
Yeah, really, really well played, generally speaking, and it's so cool how close these teams are together. And I was initially worried for A Gaming, just because I felt like maybe some areas of their game like if they were to rely on just on the individual skill, I felt like, okay, you got to give it to the Swedes here. You know, names that we all know, names that we're all very familiar with. But we see these players from A Gaming, and they're showing not only that they're able to have some standout performances there, as we see the mid-aggression coming in, they got some strategy too, and in comes the frags again from Owen. He's just the aggressive master, just getting those picks.
Right, yeah.
2 for 1, perfect stuff, and Twitten with the pick up 2. So now it's a 4 and 2, and A Gaming are in a lot of trouble, all because of Owen again.
And they've got to shut him down. They've got to really be careful of that, and they've got to try and find some way to counter what he's doing, because, you know, they're sitting back and Alion's going, okay, yeah, you sit back because I'm going to sit forward and come at you and, you know, put some good shots down range and really put up a good performance. So Hutton, I think that's his second of the round at least there, and he's going to find the bomb as well over towards that A-bomb site. So the player is actually going to be rotating over towards mid now, which will be Smike. The last one left alive is in a real spot of bother here, 4 versus 1 situation for him. And when he gets shut down any second now, it should be, as he's left on 2 HP. It is going to be all evened up here, 11-11. He's going to be able to take down that rifle from Mazaki there left here, and he's going to try and take down as many players as he can, as he's left on hardly any health whatsoever. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, A Gaming, wow, Smike actually okay doing something. I don't want to quite count him out yet. I say that he's on 2 HP and he should be going down any second, but he's putting up a pretty decent fight actually here. So
20 seconds left though, and the bomb on the A spot, so
yeah,
not much to
happen.
do. But I mean, Owen's push there was really smart because they're in a position, okay, it's 11-10, and A Gaming, they know that their economy is like really screwed up right now. I mean, if we look at it, they can't really scrap together anything on the next round, so it's pretty much a free one. This round was worth 2. So Owen went for the high risk, high reward play, and obviously with such an economy that they have, and we're, you know, only round 23, so the economy is still very, very important. This was like a very safe way to do it, and he played off of a spawn. He was like, okay, the stars have aligned, and I have the spawn. The economy is as it is. It is a 2 for 1 round, and he went for it. Obviously, he's executing right now, and that's all it takes. And now, obviously, they're in a really good position. There's a 4 spy coming in from A Gaming, so we'll have to see what they're able to do with this. It does look like they want to do something towards B once again.
3 Galils is the name of the game for the Tees as we go into round number 23, and Arwian's decided to reward himself for his hard, aggressive work that he's been putting in the last couple of rounds, and he's going to pick up that auto sniper there. And Mazaki's got that AWP, as we can see, over on the A bomb site, but it looks like all the damage could be coming in through B apartments, and in comes the push. It's going to be very, very quick indeed. PB's been doing some great work. He's not going to do as much work as he needs to do, though. He's only going to be able to get 1. Pyth does respond, though, but this is looking good here for the Tees as they do manage to get control of that B bomb site. Very quick, aggressive rotation coming in here from the CTs, though. Arwian's going to get that nice high explosive grenade down range, and this is just back and forward, 2 versus 2 situation as things stand. Bomb down on the B bomb site. Rover's going to try and get that pre-aim, but lovely shot from Mazaki's going to shut him down, and that's going to be a 2 versus 1. Smite's going to try and do something, won't work. Lovely retake coming in here from Team Orbit, and I have to say, I think a lot of that's confidence starting to come into play, which is great work from the Swedes.
Yeah, definitely. They are looking fantastic right now, and A Gaming, they are just, you know, because of the bomb being planted and having lost so many rounds in a row, the consecutive round lost money bonus coming into play, able to put together a pretty decent buy here. And a set play would be really strong right now from them onto the A-bomb site if they're to go for that, because obviously with, again, so much money invested in like having the Scar, having the AWP, they know that. That's something that they know. You know, it's going to help against, to try to defeat the strength that Team Orbit have inherently with those weapons on the pick battles, on the long ranges. You shut it down with smokes, you shut it down with flashes, you shut it down with fast team play, fast pushes. And so we are going to see that they're going to go for this, and they do have a player on the lurker role going underpass it, cut down anyone from the B rotate. So he gets shut down already, and the push comes in.
Yeah, in comes the push onto the A-bomb site. Smike is going to try and pick up somebody. He does get 1, but he's in a really tricky situation. Actually, they've been able to try and get control of this, though. But Smike's going to push right through. Mazaki was aware of it, leaving Arch now in a 1 versus 3. He's down on 2 HP, and Team Orbit are really, really showing their dominance here on the CT side. Pyth is going to finish him off. And again, you know, you talked about that lurker role going through underground, and Pyth was aware of it. He knew exactly what was going to happen, and that's why it's so crucial to have such a player like Pyth on your team, I feel, because he can just spot those kind of things and shut those players down quickly. And once again, the economy for A Gaming is not sitting pretty. They've only got 5 grenades between 5 of them. Well, 3 of them even.
They basically are buying every single round now because of having lost so many in a row. And a big push coming in from Mazaki here on Palace. And this is one of those aggressive positions that can really catch one player off guard. I think they have really good options here, or they're trying to set up for an A split. But Aoyan doing the usual thing that he does, going for the A slope push and drops the bomber. Massive problem now here for A Gaming. With that bomb dropped in the slope, Arian able to make the call. A Gaming in a lot of trouble.
They most definitely are. It's a 5 versus 3, and they're all over the bomb. So in comes the rotation here, coming in from Cyber Focus and Seppa. But is it going to be enough? I have a feeling it may not be. Robo down in Underground is going to get shut down as well. Arian's going to spot Seppa, so all left in the hands of Cyber Focus. And we saw him really doing some great work with that AWP earlier on. I have a feeling that he may not be able to quite replicate it with that Gale Hill. He does pick up one. He's not going to pick up the second, though. 14-11 in favour of the Swedes of Team Orbit. 2 rounds away from securing themselves their second victory of the night here.
Yeah, really good CT play from Team Orbit. I mean, A Gaming wanted that A split to come in, and once again, Team Orbit trying to exploit the fact that their economy is so good, and use that, also the round buffer that they have as on top of that to have some risk, like put some risk into play, get some players aggressive, and they're even doing it once again here. They're pushing up mid with 2 Ingo, the smokes and the Molotovs, and Huitin able to pick up a frag.
He's actually going to respond though, as Mazaki on short is going to try and get that grenade down range. Once that play coming from Underground, Robo knocked down to 11 HP. Python's going to push aggressively down connector there, following up that kill. So that's going to be Robo out for the count, but it's a 3-on-3 here. And that bomb's going to be making its way back. Actually, by the looks of things, it should be heading its way over towards B Apartments eventually. We'll have to see where they eventually decide to go with it, though. But I'm liking this setup coming in here from Team Orbit. They're playing confidently, and they are playing well. They are landing their shots. Unfortunately, the aggressive play didn't quite work out as well as it has done beforehand on the CT side over towards mid. But still, it looks like it could work for them relatively well. 1 kill goes down as Smike is out for the count on the A-bomb site. But PB holding strong on this B-bomb site as he spots one play coming in from Apartments. He's going to go down though, actually, so this round not over yet here for A Gaming. Can't count them out as the bomb is going to get planted. So now it's a 2-on-2. Let's see if Team Orbit can do another successful B retake here.
Seppa very far pushed. He's going to get the better of Pyth. He wasn't expecting that angle just yet. And now Mazaki AWP against 2 rifles on the retake here. And this is going to be something that he's going to need some divine intervention to pull this one off, and it's going to be Arch taking him out. A situation they should never lose, and well done by A Gaming. Obviously, Team Orbit, they basically made the statement at the start of the last round, so we're going to take a risk that if this risk goes our way, we win the game. That's what they were saying there. Obviously, the risks don't always pay off, even though it's like a really like good bit of aggression, good risk to take, good surprise factor. Execution from A Gaming that time was superior.
And comes the AWP battle over towards mid by the looks of things, and Mazaki's going to win it as Cyber Focus goes down, and that's a big early frag to get there. As soon as you knock that AWP out of the hands of Cyber Focus, the better from what we've seen from him so far. Seppa is going to be able to pick it up, so we'll see if he can respond, and he does as Mazaki's out for the count. Lovely response there. So that's going to make things into a 4-on-4 situation here, and let's see if they're going to try and get any more control over mid for the T's here, because the bomb is actually stacked up in there with that player with the AWP, which is Seppa, but it looks like it could, I think, eventually be making its way over towards B.
Yeah, so now comes the kind of committed play, and they don't have to do it this early either. They have still like a minute left to play, and PB going to go for the pick now. Does spot the player, does get the kill, and having spotted so little on A right now, Team Orbit definitely have to start, you know, there is a kind of pricking up at the possibility that this is most likely going to be something towards B. We're starting to see a bit of movement on the mini-map. As Arch gets a pick, now they have to know exactly what's happening and the rotation comes in. They are a little bit too far away, but A Gaming, they have to get it down immediately. Smike's going to be able to accomplish that, and this is going to be just a 3v3, all about this individual skill, this team play from Team Orbit. But they got to get through those smokes. Do they wait or do they go through here? Pyth is ready on short to push.
Yeah, he's definitely going to see what work he can do. And actually, by the looks of things, they're deciding not to go for it here. Okay, so that's very interesting indeed. They've got an AWP and they've got an auto sniper. But yeah, let's have a look at the money. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, they're basically just going back because they have the Scar in the hands of Orion. Yeah. And, I mean, they have enough money to do drops and buys next round. I mean, they could just, but they would be playing with just rifles, basically. So that's what they're saying, is they'd rather play the next round and still have a Scar, still have an AWP, instead of be 5 rifles and go for the 3-on-3 there. And they would have to have waited for the smoke, really. So they by the time that they try for the retake, they would have, like, maybe 10 seconds or maybe less to actually get the kills. And that would be it. So they didn't like that, I suppose. 4
snipers across the board by the looks of things. Python, Arian, and then Cyber Focus and Smike actually picking up an AWP. So we'll see what work they can do here as we go into round number 28. We're into the last few rounds here, and Python's going to start things off. Really great plays as he pushes aggressively there down in Palace. Manages to back off after picking up that first kill there, and we'll see what work that can do. But unfortunately, The bomb's going to be going over towards B, so we'll see if it does play much dividends here in this round. Robo actually just making his way in underground. He's going to spot that player over towards Connector. I'm not too sure if that kill is going to come in at those. PB, once again, just taking up his usual position there, over towards apartments, checking if anybody's going to be pushing through. In comes the smoke grenades just to cut off Connector there, and the push towards B is potentially imminent here by the looks of things, but still no rotations coming from Team Orbit. They're holding strong on that A bomb site as well, just in case.
Yep, this is also one of those situations whereby if you have a lot of snipers, and especially if they realize that they're towards A, it's much less likely that they will actually push slope. And if they push slope, then that they're going to get the key information. We can actually see that the bomb is going towards A right now. So it looks like they're going to go for they're going to try to sell a fake here. And this is kind of dangerous because we can see that there's still 5 players left for Team Orbit, so that they can feasibly leave, at least 2 players, even if they really fall for this this movement here onto B. To sell this, they have to get the kills. And looks like so far we're going to see that one player is slowly floating back as the push comes into A as well. So it's all about A Gaming getting the frags right now, and so far it is not happening for them. And we have Cyberforce just so far away from the bomber right now. He's alone.
He's got to get the bomb down. 6 seconds left on the clock, and Robo deciding not to go for it as he heard that player pushing down aggressively, and he's not even going to be able to pick up the kill. So is that going to be good night for A Gaming? I think it potentially could be there, and that was a really interesting round there. That was really important for A Gaming to try and take that. They weren't able to get that frag as they entered the A bomb site, and they weren't even able to get the bomb down. Yeah, it was.
To be honest, it felt like it felt like way too elaborate, really, and it relied on way too many things to go wrong for Team Orbit to actually stand a chance of working, because they were always going to be at least 2 versus 3 or 2 versus 2. This is like not something that you want as a terrorist side. I mean, unless you can really sell the fake, and they only had 2 players to try to sell the fake, it was just awkward. It was just awkward that everyone on Team Orbit's still alive. Stuff like that is much better when you've killed at least one of the CTs first. And we're going to see now a situation where Alien's able to make a quick pick early on as they try to push the A site.
Not going to work though for the T's by the looks of things here. They were on a force buy anyway, and they're all going to go down. Alien picks up a triple. Their headshot comes in, and the incendiary shuts them down. So Sepa, the last one left alive here, and unfortunately for A Gaming, it's going to be Team Orbit taking the win here. So A Gaming not off to the hottest start after losing their first game here in the StarLadder Series 11. But still, we thought that this game could potentially really go in favour of Team Orbit pretty quickly. But A Gaming, they did put up a good fight. In come the GGs. And that's going to be Team Orbit taking their second win of the night and their second 16-13 result, actually.